Good morning, everyone. I'm a little bit early, so take your time. Just got a few things I have to do before we can get crafting this morning. I don't want to lose what I got going on here. We got to do a couple drawings, actually one drawing, and then I have my prize patrol from last week. My name's Mary Jo Snyder. I'm independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to MJ Shady Inkers and my Mary Jo Snyder Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator Facebook business page. So welcome. You just heard my volume on my, hi Lori, on my iPad going off. So bear with me one moment. I just want to share this over to my group. Get to where I'm going here. There we are. And let's share maybe. It's interesting, but we're gonna do this. So how's everyone's weekend? Hi, Rosellen. Yay, you got the notification. I have decided to start my lives from my business page rather than my group. It has helped me immensely. So I think we have that all under control at this point. And again, I just need to go to my group to share this, and then we will get started. I got some fun stuff to share. Crafting on the fly, not really prepared. With my husband, we weeded actually 5 flower beds yesterday. So whew, wait till I tell you some of those stories. Wow. So let's go here and paste the link so that everybody is on the same page, and we are good to go. I need to get out of this because I have to do my little, okay, I think we're good. Oh, I didn't want to do that yet, so, okay, anyway, we'll ignore that for the moment. Got too many things going on this morning. Yeah, so we did all that weeding, and they actually needed some serious tending to. I have muscles, you know, I sit for my day job. I'm a secretary, and I sit while I'm crafting. So I don't really get a whole lot of physical activity unless I decide to go walk on my lunch hour if I'm at the office. But seriously, aside from doing household duties, good morning, Bonnie, good morning, everyone. Aside from doing household duties, that really is, hi Rosalind, that really is the only physical activity that I get. It's crazy. So I have pain where I didn't even know I had muscles, like everywhere. So going outside today is going to be a little bit excruciating, but we got 2 more flower beds to finish weeding. I didn't realize we had all these little amazing places to do all this fun stuff. And we bought flowers yesterday, so we're going to be planting those flowers and other fun stuff. So what a perfect opportunity for me to incorporate Bloom Where You're Planted product suite. That's what we've been doing all weekend so far, and we're going to finish that, do a couple other things, get to grocery shopping if I can even move after all that. And yes, I'm wearing my sunscreen. It's very important. And I had a baseball cap on yesterday. Oh, I looked like a hot mess, but anyway, it was fun, and it was good quality time with my husband, so I truly appreciated the time together. So without further ado, I have a ton of stuff I want to share before we get to crafting. I've pre-cut some stuff. I have no idea what I'm making. I do have a couple of ideas, so we're going to kind of play around and see how it works out. And then we'll go from there. I'm going to make 3 projects, and then I have 3 3D projects because I have gifts for people that I found at the Hornings in Penn Yan. It's a flower shop, and they have all these amazing cute little trinkets and stuff like that too. So throughout the week I will be sharing additional videos through YouTube, but I'll share the links here so that you can view those videos as well to get some ideas for gifts. So this is going to be fun. we'll see how far we can get without taking up too much of your time on this beautiful sunny day. I hope it's sunny wherever you are. We're expecting 90 degrees today and sunshine, so I don't even think there's going to be much clouds. So stay cool, stay hydrated, and wear that sunscreen. Okay. Yes, Melissa, Hornings is amazing. We do have to get mulch, but we got to get things planted first, and then we'll get a truckload of mulch and go from there and get things taken care of, and it'll look beautiful. So, okay, I am going to flip the camera and point you down. And hopefully we're in a good spot. You're going to see my iPad right here. These are all the contestants that posted your crafty, fun stuff. I can't see comments right now, so I'm just going to go ahead. These are all the entries that I had. I posted that last Sunday was National Crafting Day or something like that. And in honor of that, I wanted you to post your favorite crafts that you have made, like stuff that you do to stay crafty, whether it's paper crafting, whether it's, you know, using Stampin' Up! Product, whether it's crocheting, any of those dot art things that I've never tried because I just would probably get frustrated. But anyway, I have some patience, but not a lot. But anyway, so we are going to spin. These are all the entries. Each person that contributed, every photo you shared of your creativity, both on my page and on my group, went into this drawing. And I'm so grateful that so many of you participated. So we are just going to spin the wheel. And let me just tell you, the winner of this, if you live in the United States, there is a stipulation due to Stampin' Up! Policy. I cannot ship product outside the United States. So I will have something for anyone that may win outside the United States. And that will be a PDF tutorial for my upcoming Stampin' Lovin' Retreat. Stampin' Lovin' Summer Stampin', how's it go? Summer Lovin' Stampin' Retreat, which takes place on the 13th, which is next Sunday at 2 p.m. I have mailed out kits to all of my participants that have, let's just spin this wheel. We'll do this and then I'll tell you all the details. So if you live in the United States, okay, I'm going to respin because, and I don't think that's fair, Mary Dunham actually purchased the class. So I was going to give this class away. So Mary Dunham, I'm going to send you something as a prize, but I want someone that has not participated, and I don't know if this is right, so tell me if this is wrong. I mean, because Mary can get both the kits. So, but let's spin another name. And because Mary did purchase the kit, you guys can tell me. And then if there's a second qualifier, I can send that person something else. So let's go. Because it is a complete class to participate in my upcoming class. And Debbie O also. So here's what I'm going to do. Mary Dunham, I am going to send you, you get a choice if you want the ice cream treat or the Sand and Sea duplicate kits, and then Debbie O will get the opposite. You guys will just get extra cards so that you can complete those kits. So, I mean, I think it's fair, right? And I'm going to close this, and I'm going to see if I can get someone that has not purchased the class to win the PDF tutorial for this class. So, one more winner. So Rachel, and she lives in Australia, so I think that's perfect. So we have Mary Dunham is going to get first pick. Deb O is going to get second part of that class that summer stamp retreat. And Rachel, who lives in Australia, is going to get the PDF tutorial for that class for free. So, sneak peek inside. You can't see a whole lot of what's going on, but this is that class. And I guess what I'll do, because you all got that ribbon and the other sequins here. I'm just going to pull those out, but I'll send you the packets of cards to make extra cards, Mary and Debbie. So you'll have to let me know. Mary first will get the first pick, Debbie will get the rest, and Rachel will get the PDF tutorial. So I'm super excited. And Rachel, I'll even invite you into the retreat special VIP page so that you can see all the amazingness from that class as well. So sorry it's so confusing, but unfortunately we have to follow policy, and I'm not able to send stuff outside of the US. I can't send product. So let's get to, where am I at? My business page, open up this video, and so I can see comments, excuse the reach. The Expressions in Color Paper Pumpkin Kit, you have until June 10th to subscribe to get this kit. Coordinates with that amazing Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper, and it makes cards. And you're gonna love it. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to check out Paper Pumpkin. I'll put a link out here with a reminder of subscribing on or before June 10th to get that specific kit, okay? This is our Bloom Where You're Planted 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. I'm gonna give you a close-up. Coordinating colors are Cajun Craze, Cinnamon Cider, Evening Evergreen, Garden Green, Gray Granite, and Just Jade. So I've pulled all those colors out for you to have a sneak peek, or for us to decide what we're going to use today. This is the beautiful Plentiful Plants stamp set and the awesome Plentiful Plant dies, if that's what they're called, and Perfect Plants dies, and they coordinate. A lot of these images, like all these images that can be stamped, the lined images, have coordinating dies. And then you have these beautiful sentiments, which are absolutely awesome. I love the fonts, the mixture of fonts, just a lot of great things going on here. You have two of these dies that cut out the same, so if you wanted two in the same color, you could cut the same. Amazing stuff. And I have all these die cut so you can see what they look like. They are not adhered to a piece of paper because we may be using them. All right, and I wanted to also say last week's Prize Patrol winner for watching, commenting, and sharing is Patty Neff. Patty, you are going to receive this awesome partial kit for the last Paper Pumpkin kit that came out in May, Batters Up. You have a stamp set, an ink spot, some adhesives, all the fun stuff to make 3 cards, one of each of those cards. So congratulations, Patty Neff. You will get that in the mail very soon. And we are going to, I want to share with you, I'm pulling 3 of the twines from that there's a 5 twine pack. So I have the crumb cake, gray granite, and the basic white. And of course, I'm also pulling in linen thread. The suite is on page 80 and 81, $65. You get the Designer Series paper. You get the Bloom Plentiful Plants bundle, which is the stamp set and dies, as well as the paper lattice. Now let me find those. There are 10 of these lattice. Very cute. We're going to use one of these today. Actually, we're going to use 2 because I have an idea in my head. So they're really cute, and they look like they are in crumb cake, or I'm not really sure what the shade is. Actually, it's craft paper, so it's going to coordinate with a whole bunch of stuff that you want to use. So we have a couple of those out because I want to try a technique. This is the Designer Series paper up close. Love this. You could totally do a one sheet wonder with this by cutting it in 6 pieces. This is the back side. You got that gray granite kind of marbly tone. These, beautiful. And I personally wouldn't use these to cut out the because the dies will coordinate with the designer series paper. I personally wouldn't use the dies on this because I love the plants that are there. I may cut them out with shapes or fussy cut them if they're not too overly detailed, or even use it as a background. And then you have the wood grain, kind of like planks. And you have this pretty gray granite with the kind of botanical print. These ones you definitely can cut out with your dies. The dies fit these 3 images, and you definitely could fussy cut that, no big deal. Okay, you have that piece. And you have the gray granite tone of the brick and mortar. And of course this tropical feeling of botanical blends here, very nice. Another wood grain, really pretty. I love the back sides of these with all the kind of earthy and, you know, the brick and the stone kind of looks. This is another sheet. There are 3 images here that can be die cut from the designer series paper. You have this one, and this one can be die cut from this. The rest you may be able to simply fussy cut if you so choose. And we already showed you that side. Another brick and mortar, very pretty in cinnamon cider tones. And you have, this totally looks Christmassy to me, so I'm going to totally use that for Christmas. I'm pretty sure. It's really pretty. I love those 2 tones of greens on there. You have evening evergreen, and I think the garden green in there. Might be hints of just jade, but I think it's more so garden green and evening evergreen. And that is your designer series paper in the big sheets. I'm incorporating some of your evening evergreen in color ribbon. The white ribbon from the Flowers for Every Season triple pack of ribbon, and there is this 1/4 inch ribbon that is gray granite, and it's kind of shimmery, so I'm going to incorporate those ribbons. I just pulled a bunch of stuff, so, and of course those self-adhesive linen specialty paper, which is 100% cotton. I'm going to use part of this to create part of my project as well. Of course, I have all different card bases in coordinating colors that I will use depending on what I'm feeling like using. I'm going to set my catalog aside, and we are going to get to crafting. So let me share with you after I take a sip of water. All right, let's see who's here. Hi, Julie. Hi, Terry. Melissa. Hi, Gail, Bonnie, Cheryl, Sherry. Thank you all so much for being here. Hi, everyone, and good morning. All right, so these are the pieces. So I did have to stamp some because there are not specific designer series paper for a couple of these images, and hope I can find them all because I was kind of all over the place this morning. So these are 2 that I stamped and die cut. I just kind of cut some pieces and ran them through embossing folders. And here's another piece that you can die cut and layer over a pot. Kind of a whole nother look to things. Let's just dump this stuff out. Sorry, I'm struggling with my nails. This is from designer series paper. Tags out of the way. This is from the designer series paper. This is a die cut image, and I'm telling you, I have to find that other die set because it looks just like the either the set that had the heron, the blue heron in it, or the golf set. I can't remember. I'm sure it's a little bit different, but this adorable macrame hanger. I guess macrame is back in trend. That was cut from crumb cake. You have pots that were cut from the, I should get my take your pick tool so this is a little bit easier for me. You have 2 pots. There's a third one that were cut from the designer series paper. This can literally overlay that pot, give it a little added dimension. And I don't know why I really cut that in Misty Moonlight because it's not a coordinating color. However, you can incorporate any colors you want to with this suite. And that was from the paper. And I think I'm missing a couple things, but oh, here's another one that is cut in the Just Jade color. And I cut another one of those in Crumb Cake. I think that's all the dies. If I'm missing anything, it will pop up in the midst of my crafting because I put these all in a container because I wasn't sure what I was going to use. So we have all that fun stuff. So it's nice to know that you could actually build something just with the dies and the designer series paper. But myself, I couldn't resist the stamp set because I love the sentiments. I've also done some extra cutting of tags and stuff from the, I don't know where all my products went that I incorporated. Not sure if I'm using them all, but we have the brick and mortar, kind of coordinates with the designer series paper embossing folder. This greenery from the greenery embossing folders that fit in your mini boss, the Tasteful Textures embossing folder. The tailor-made tags, if you're not familiar, are these must-have. So we're going to make a tag. And the Tasteful label dies. I think I cut all of them with the exception of these two here. And that one. I don't think I cut that one. But just so I have some stuff to work with, because I did not come on with a plan. So things are pre-cut, and we're going to try and use what I've pre-cut. So we'll see what happens. I might even craft outside of that. So, all right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try this technique. So I'm going to get my piece of basic white, and I accidentally cut up like a crazy person my basic white thick cardstock instead of looking at the label to see what I was doing. I had cut stuff from that into pieces like ridiculous. So I'm going to cut this down to size. This will just be my top layer of my card. Some things out of the way. And of course I'm incorporating Evening Evergreen, Just Jade, Cinnamon Cider, Garden Green, Cajun Craze, and Gray Granite inks. They're all coordinating. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Hi, Zaina. Yes, Zaina's from the UK. You contributed a lot of projects too for that drawing. I'm so excited that you participated. You guys, I can't even tell you how much I value your participation and stuff and being with me here every week. So, all right, so I have my blender brush, and I've used this on different inks, different colors, but you can see it's safe. It's not going to come off into another ink pad. And I want to use this lattice as a stencil. So what I'm going to do is grab, and I don't know, maybe if oh, they're both craft on one side and the other. So do I want to do it at an angle? I think I'm just going to, yeah, we're good here. I need to find my washi tape. Any washi tape will do that you have on hand. It literally is just going to help you keep your layers in place. I'm not going to stencil, I'm not going to use this entire shape to be a stencil, but I do want to use part of it kind of to just create a background. This would also be good for embossing paste. I've never used it, I think only in a team event, or else I watched a demonstration. So I'm going to actually come in here with Just Jade. Do I want to do that? No, I'm going to use Cinnamon Cider. So nope, you know why? Because it's green. So I'll grab my Just Jade. So we are totally winging it. I'm no joke. I'm just going to come in and see what happens with this. Just create a little bit of a background. Across there. You can even kind of fade out a little bit. I hope this turned out the way I'm envisioning it. So we got some Just Jade in the background. We are going to, hopefully, my fingers, yeah, I can't even tell you how, even my fingers are sore. So let's see what happens here. I'm gonna just put this tape aside. I might need it for something else if I have to do some extra die cutting. And we are gonna trim this down because obviously there's some sections that had some tape over it. So I'm gonna trim it down even more. Obviously, sometimes your tear and tape, or not your tear and tape, but your, oh, is that not gorgeous? Love it. Beautiful. Okay, now, I don't know where my garbage is, so we're just gonna throw stuff to the side. I'm gonna trim this down because, set that aside out of the way. And you can still use the reverse side of this, so you haven't really ruined it. I'm just gonna set that aside for now. Okay, I'm going to, since I used Just Jade, I'm gonna pull in my Just Jade. Actually, I think I'm gonna, I don't know. Let's just trim this down to where we need it. So I definitely want to trim this to cut off part of that stuff that is kind of wonky down here. And as well as, so this originally was 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm trimming it down to, because I ripped it there. I don't like that. Maybe I can cover that with something. Kind of bummed. So if it's 3 1/2, it would need to be 5 1/4, or 4 3/4. So we're 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and I'm gonna find a way to fix that. Darn washi tape. Just pull off that piece for now. Okay, so you have that. Now I think I want to maybe pop this up with, I think I'm gonna end up using this shade as, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull in, did I not pull out? Let's see. Let's grab some Just Jade from my little pieces in my little stash. And actually, will that fit on there? We'll do that. I really want Just Jade. And I bet that will cover that. So let's cut a piece. See, it is okay if you have a piece of scrap that has something die cut from it, because you can cover it up. So we know this is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So what we need is 4 by 3 3/4. I don't think that's right. Lord have mercy. 3 1/2. This is me on the fly. Sorry. Very entertaining. And okay, so this piece, sorry, we're just going to skip on over and use this. So if that's 3 1/2, and that is 4 3/4, I want to cut this to 5. Okay. And then 3 1/4, or 3 3/4, sorry. And I am going to have clean videos of all of these once I am done, and I will load them up to YouTube and share the YouTube links here. Okay, so we have this, and we're going to add that with just some Tombow glue. But I think, do I want to incorporate a piece of ribbon to cover up that? I don't know. We're just going to adhere these and not worry about it right now. All right, so that gets adhered. And we are going to decide what we're going to use next. Isn't that beautiful? Do you see that really well? It's just so beautiful. And imagine like doing like an ombre effect, like light to dark. Okay, so next thing I want to do is grab some fun stuff. I don't want to take away from that, so I think I'm just going to build on that with this tag. You also could use it this way, so you really don't take away from it, and I cover up that mess I created. But I think I like it this way. That's going to pop off of there. We can even take our blending brush that still has ink on it and do that fun trick of adding just a smidge of ink to help that pop just on the edges of that, okay? I really do not want to cover that up too much, so we're going to go this route. I'll cover up that nastiness little tear that I created, but I want to also find the perfect die cut pieces that I have already pre-cut. And so we got some Just Jade going on, so I'll pull out that piece. We are going to put it on a cinnamon cider base. So there is another Just Jade that is stamped, and I think I might create this pot. So that might be a bit much, so let's try. We need some just added texture like that, and maybe we could even put that on the pot, but that's not the right color. I'm like all over the place. That's garden green. So I think we're good. I think we're just going to put these two elements in there. So what I want to do is get this position. So I'm going to grab a couple of glue dots. And just place them on the front side of these pieces, so that I can get them where I want them. And that didn't adhere. Okay, so if I do this one first, like right in the center maybe, but go a little bit deeper so it's just kind of poking out there, and then add this in the background. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to use this one. Hang on. I think I just like this. Let's see. Because you can do so many layers. I wonder if this behind there, see, it kind of gets kind of buried, so I'm not going to use that piece yet. But let's come in. This is Evening Evergreen. We could put that right there on the pot. But I also want it to fit on here, right? I'm going to pass on that. It's nice that you have all these options, and I think I'm going to pass on this because actually that might look good. It gives it a little contrast in color. So let's go ahead and add another glue dot to the back of, or to the front side of this, so you can see what I'm doing. And then I can not rip it. Okay, so then we'll come in, and it might cover up a few of the leaves, but that is really pretty. I think I like that. Your thoughts? And I think that'll go right in the center of this. So let's get some dimensionals going on. We'll get this one out of the way for later. We'll get some dimensionals, and we are going to actually, let's first place this on here. And I think, let's find a sentiment that might, I want this in the center, like so. But I want to be able to fit a sentiment on there as well. So let's grab Love You from the stamp set. I'm going to put that aside, grab my piercing mat somewhere. I know I had it this morning as I was playing. There it is. All right. And I'm going to lay this here because I don't want it to, I want to see if I can actually fit this here. I don't know if I can. You know what? I got it. I'm going to grab my cinnamon cider because we're doing actually, let's do tie in that color. We'll use some Evening Evergreen. Or, you guys, are you laughing at me or what? Thanks for sharing, Terry. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jane. Hi, Rosalind. Not sure who all has popped on here already. I'm going to season my stamp. I am using Garden Green. And I'm going to pray for the best right here. And we're going to put Love You right there. Totally took away the pressure of stamping on that tag. Okay, now this really is going to tie in because these two pieces, that matches now because it's got that contrasting color right on there. Okay, so I think what I want to do is add some dimensionals to the back of this, which I've already misplaced all my adhesives. So dimensionals, I won't go crazy. Oh, you guys are sweet. I really don't think I do that great on the fly, but let's get this on a card base before I go assembling the rest of this. Get this out of the way. And I think I'm going to do one of those, I don't even know if this is the right size. Yeah, it is because, no, it's a little bit bigger. We'll just put it on this card base. I'm going to use cinnamon cider to tie in that color that is in the pot. And I think just adding that right there and then popping off. I want to pop everything off, but then it's too bulky for mailing. So grab my Tombow. Oops. Don't put it on upside down. Almost had a catastrophe. Okay, so we have that. That will cover up my oops. And you see how that gives it a little added dimension just by having that hint of the green around there? It just kind of makes it pop. Because white on white, you know, it makes it a little difficult. Now, a good thing when you are layering different things with just glue dots or whatnot, reinforce those layers so they're stuck together with glue dots. And I think I saw, or with your dimensionals, and I think I saw Lori do this in her last video. Now, because this is only going on this section, you may need to double up on dimensionals on some of these leaves. So just because it's off of this and this is popped up. So just on this leaf, I'm just going to show you what I mean. And hopefully it's going to fit. I might need to use the smaller ones. So doubling up means you're taking two dimensionals, laying them on there the same way, just so when you are putting this on, it is going to be the same level as the rest, because this has dimensionals and this has dimensionals. Now you'd have that popped up just as the same even space. Now I think I want to add a few things. So I'm considering taking some pearls And I have some blends that I've pulled out. And why not create our own gems by coloring some? So you can take and color your pearls or other embellishments with your blends. I recommend using the pointy tip because you're less likely to ruin the tip of your marker. And we have, so that is dark cinnamon cider. We have the wrong color there. I don't think we have a garden green blends, and I dropped that. So let me grab it. Oh, it's really hard for me to move, so sorry. Oh. What do you mean by season the stamp? Terry, I'll show you that. When you get photopolymer stamps, this here is the dark Just Jade. So I'm going to color some of these. I recommend using the dark because you get a more vibrant color, if that's what you're going for. So I'm just going to color like 3 of each of these colors. Now, seasoning your stamp. When you have photopolymer stamps, if you they have like a film on them, so the ink doesn't always hold on to the stamp when you first use them. So it's good to kind of stamp a few times on a piece of scrap or your grid paper. It's definitely great to use your piercing mat as well as your mat that comes with your Stamparatus. So anything added foam, because your photopolymers don't come with that added foam like the red rubber stamps do, the clear stamps. So it's definitely beneficial to have one of these and to season your stamp so you know the next time you use your stamp, it's going to catch all that ink. Another great way to season these photopolymer stamps is to dip them in Versamark, clean them off a couple times. The Versamark is not going to hurt your ink pad if you're dipping it into the color. And it's just going to help adhere that color to your stamp so that you get a fuller stamped image and it's not like missing ink. Another great thing, if you're skeptical with that, is to use your Stamparatus, and then that will help you, because if you're missing ink anywhere, you can just re-ink it and stamp again. So just a little tip that I like to utilize due to you know, making sure that I'm getting a full image when stamping, especially with photopolymer stamps. Usually don't have that trouble with red rubber stamps, the clear mount stamps. So, okay, those should have plenty of time to have dried. So I'm going to kind of pull off some of this goop from my take your pick tool, kind of push it out a little bit more. And those little boogers. I'm just gonna add maybe a few, come on, of my, oh yeah, definitely, colored pearls that I colored with my, you can even put them right in the center of those spots. Very pretty. And then we'll grab one that is cinnamon cider just to kind of offset things and put that right there. I'm one that uses like odd numbers. You can add a few more if you'd like to. You can add some twine around your pot, whatever you choose. But that is card number 1. And then of course you're gonna layer the inside with your basic white, which I'll do in a bit. You can even stamp something on the inside from your stamp set. So pretty simple, very, very nice. I love the technique with the ink and using your blending brushes. So that's card number 1. All right. Very excited. That went super well. A few mishaps, but we're good. And we're going to go ahead and clean this off. Yes, please share the video and comment. I would love it if you share. It helps my business. It helps me reach more people with my creativity. I just love, love, love when I can do that. And of course, Prize Patrol will be a package of those lattice things. I have an extra package, so I will offer that up for Prize Patrol next week, as well as one of the cards I'm making. So make sure you're commenting and sharing. All right, let's see what else we got in our little bag of tricks. We have that. We're gonna do some stamping with the pots. And I'm gonna choose these colors. And I know I have another one of those. I thought, there it is. So I have these tags from the Tasteful Label Dies, and I've cut one in Just Jade, one in Misty Moonlight, and one in Cinnamon Cider. So we're going to incorporate these. I also am going to grab this for my sentiment piece, and let's see where we're going to go with this. And I'm going to use, I think, that mortar background. So this is Cinnamon Cider embossed with the embossing folder, the brick and mortar embossing folder. And I'm going to cut this in half. Right now, this is, it was just a scrap that I had. And it looks like it is 4.5 roughly by 5.5. So I'm going to cut this. I want to cut it down to 4. And then I'm going to cut this down to 3 inches. So 4 by 3 of the brick and mortar piece that is embossed. And I also am going to, because that's Cinnamon Cider, I want to grab some designer series paper of the same brick and mortar texture, which is this here. So let's cut a strip. I think that's going to complement itself very nicely. So I'm actually going to cut, I want to keep it in the same format. We're going to cut a piece to mat the back of our card, or the card base, and I'm going to cut that down to 4 by 5.25. Okay, now I'm going to trim this to be a little bit, no, I think I like it that way. Kind of gives it added texture with the brick. Okay, so we have that. And now we are going to find some stuff to stamp. I said I want to incorporate these, but we'll see how we go. And actually, maybe I'll cut this down a little bit more. I'm thinking. This is going to be our sentiment. And this can go here somewhere. Let's find the sentiment we want to stamp. To a dear friend, a little note of thanks. I think thank you would fit there. To a dear friend, or you've touched my heart. So let's do the thank you. And I'm going to stamp this because this is a color that isn't really a focal point. I mean, it's not a coordinating color, but I love the color. It's very pretty, Misty Moonlight. And I think stamping this, so this is what I mean by seasoning. You can see when you first stamp, it's probably going to make me a liar, that when you stamp it, oh, of course it did. It stamped perfect. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes if you don't use your mat, which I've already misplaced, it may not stamp well. You might be missing some color in certain spots, like you can see right there. But that's an easy fix. If you have the blends, you can totally fix that and just shade in where those white spots are. But that's totally what I'm meaning by seasoning your stamps. Okay, so we've got that. I think I want to go with, I think I'm going to leave it this way. And then I'm going to pull in, not sure what I'm doing with this yet. So let's go ahead and do some stamping with these different pots. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one in Misty Moonlight, but I'm going to stamp off, I think, first, so it's not, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. So grab a piece of scrap white, which I have way over here. we got those done. And we're gonna find my pad. These are, I really don't know. Oh, there it is. These are distinctive stamps too, just so you're aware. So it's gonna look a little different. So you have that. I wonder what it looks like if you stamp again. Yeah, I like the darker, but for whatever reason, it's picking up. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to look. No, it's not. I'm gonna get it. Bear with me. All right, so we got a couple I can die cut out. We'll bring in the stamp cut and emboss machine so we can do that. Set that aside. And I think also, because I'm using these 3 colors, I want to make sure that I'm using pots that are also these colors. Okay. So let's see if I have anything cut out. If not, we'll do some more stamping and we'll die cut them. So I do have, I don't want the same pot though, do I? Is that the same? It is. So let's do some more stamping. We are going to use the smaller ones. Actually, I just had a really cute idea. Haha! I am going to use, sorry, I'm all over the place. Where are they? I must have lost one. All right. There's that. Oh, now we got it. I may not even need to do any die cutting with the stamped image because I'm going to stack those 2 together. I'm not even going to be putting, I don't know, we'll see. You know, like they're sitting on a shelf. I got some ideas going on. My head is spinning. And we'll use this one because that's just jade. We have these 2 colors and we're going to use that, and the sentiment is already stamped. So let's do something different. So again, this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. This piece we're going to trim down a little bit more because we're about to make this into a shelf. So I'm actually going to cut it down to 1.5 by 4. Okay, so we got 1.5 by 4. We're going to put this on a Misty Moonlight base or cinnamon cider. Cinnamon cider. I'm all about cinnamon cider. Is that going to be too contrasting? How about basic white? Let's get some basic white thick cardstock. I got 2 card bases here. We're going to do one that flips like this. We're going to add this to the card front. So, Tombow. Goes on the front like so. So there's that. This is going to get some dimensionals. But before I do anything, I want to add these banners. I know that's not going to be very contrasting. However, so let's build these banners together. I want this to go here. I want them to be layered, like staggered and overlapping. Maybe not so much these 2, but these ones can overlap. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some adhesive to this. Grab my seal. Okay, so we have that. Now, I want my shelf. Oh, so, you know, I'm falling absolutely in love with this. I don't even know where my sentiment's going. I'm probably going to switch that all up on me. This is going to adhere flush right about there. Make sure it's even. This is going to adhere on top of it. It's not even. Follow the lines of the mortar to make sure it's even. We're going to add this on top of that. Our sentiment can potentially go, okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, we are going to adhere these together, kind of as if they're stacked together on a shelf, maybe. I don't know. I'm just going to do it and see if I like it when I'm done. I like that tucked in there though, don't you? I don't know if I want to use those. It's crazy. I almost want it to look like it's sitting on a mantle, right? Okay, we got some Just Jade. We are going to stamp a pot, which we already did. I'm going to put these aside. I don't want to use those. I want that tucked there. I want to stamp this bigger pot. We're going to tie in some serious stuff here. So let's grab the bigger pot. Am I driving you guys crazy? Thank you. I'm going to use the bigger pot stamp, and I am going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight, because you can find these pots in all kinds of colors, right? Grab my mat and stamp that there. I love how it's already shaded for you. It's so pretty. I love distinctive stamps. It makes it look like you did a whole lot of hard work when you really didn't. I will grab the pot die, pull in, yep, my heavy. Now you definitely can use your mini for this, but I don't have that close by, so, and I'm moving kind of slow today. And we definitely need we'll use this, but we're going to use some tear and tape to hold it in place, okay? So I can show you how to do this if you don't have a magnetic platform, because we're all still waiting for the new configuration. So line that up. Grab either a Post-it note or tear and tape. And I know y'all have a stash of this somewhere when we used to sell it a lot. I kind of wish it would come back. Don't press too hard down because it can obviously tear your paper when you go to take it off. Set that aside. And gently remove, because you don't want to tear what you cut out. Okay, so there's the pot. Now let's finish this. I'm going to tuck this thank you underneath. Now mind you, I've got some glue, dimensionals under there, so I got to be careful where I'm putting it. This can go here, but not without some pretty stuff on it. So that means we are going to add this note. Where'd my Just Jade one go? Right there. We're going to add this in there because I don't want to take away too much from what's there, and we can overhang this. Just looks like it belongs in a different pot. So let me put dimensionals on this. I'm going to adhere this to the outside of the pot, and hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm going to take that tip again from Lori. I've seen other demonstrators do it as well, where you place where you want your pot and your other layers, and you can just add dimensionals to hold those where you want them. So you don't have to even use any additional adhesive. Makes sense. And actually, I don't even know if it needs anything else. We got our thank you. That probably should come down a little bit lower, but I'm really liking the way it looks, and I don't think I need to add anything else to it. Fancy that. Now you can still come in, grab your Misty Moonlight Dark blends, and color some more of your pearls. And I literally just go around the outside and then work my way up to the top portion. Color one more. And this is how you can tie in colors that do not coordinate with a designer series paper, especially if you're using these other you know, backgrounds. And grab that. We'll put one there. Add one on there. And I think I will add one on the plant itself. And there you go. Very pretty, simple, right? Not too difficult, minus the dog hair. There is card number 2. Now we are going to make a tag because I'm going to share a gift because this person doesn't watch me on Facebook. She is not even on Facebook. And there are 2 people that came into mind when I found this in the store. And I need to make a package for it, and I'm going to, but I want to make the tag for it. I'm wearing the smile you gave me. So my friend Patty, who just retired, she actually, there's a long story with her with squirrels too, along with Celine. So I'm sure Celine will appreciate this. But this is a tiny little plant thing you can add into your, a little tiny, maybe like a succulent plant. Just set it inside of it. And it's so stinking adorable. And of course, I wanted to send her something because she just had surgery and she'll get a kick out of this. So I'm going to send her a little thinking of you. So perfect sentiment for that is that one dear friend sentiment. So this I'm going to create a package for. You'll see that in a separate video. But right now we're going to make a tag for that package. And I have already cut out the Just Jade Basic White. And these are those tailored tags. And if you do not have them, I highly recommend that you get them. Okay. So we have that. I probably should have used some Evening Evergreen so that it coordinates, but we'll tie it in with some Evening Evergreen. Actually, I think I'll just use this Just Jade pot. And then I will put in that sprig of two-tone stuff there. Okay. So, and then I'm going to buy her a succulent and I'll get the gift to her. These are adorable tags. Okay. Those tailored tags. And if you're not familiar, let's see if I can find them. They are all those amazing tags. I'm not sure what I put with where I put everything that I was using today. Let me find them. Here they are. They create not only the tags in various sizes, but they also have the reinforcements. You know when you rip a tag, like the whole of the tag, they have reinforcement. So we're going to use that reinforcement in cinnamon cider, but they have these, there's 4 tags and these 4 tags. These are circle reinforcements and then kind of that oval kind of reinforcement there. Perfect, perfect, perfect to create tags. My husband's out hanging laundry. He got ahead of me this morning. That's okay. So what I want to do, I don't want to adhere these together really like this, because they're not going to show unless I did, like, I cut out a bigger one, which I don't know where it is. I could have layered them that way, but I really want to do it this way. I might add some dimensionals underneath, but first let's go ahead and decorate this. So real simple, we are going to adhere these 2 pieces together because that fits perfectly in that pot, right? Looks like a succulent. And grab a couple of glue dots, or like we just did, flip that over and you can add dimensionals. But I'm going to use a glue dot because I don't know if I'm going to use dimensionals on this entire piece. Let's find a couple of glue dots. Like so. And then I'm going to place this. I want to make sure that it looks like it's actually in the pot, and some spots are a little bit wider than others. So now we have that. I want to be able to stamp that sentiment. So the tag actually might go this way, so I can stamp that sentiment, or we can add another piece. But I really just want to go this route, I think. And then I'll add another piece with the sentiment hanging out that way. So let's grab our stamps. To a dear friend. Actually, we're going to do some masking. Oh, you just ordered these tags? Ah, Ginny, that's so funny. My wish list is now growing, literally like a potted plant. Patty, I love the tailored tags. Yes, they're awesome. Patty, I don't know if you saw. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Patty. I don't know if you saw, Patty, but you won Prize Patrol from last week, so I'm going to get that to you. I kind of announced all those winners in the beginning. So, and that is part of that paper pumpkin kit where you can make three cards. It's got the stamp set, everything to make the 3 cards in the kit, a set of instructions, and all that fun stuff. So here's what I'm going to do because I want to be tricky. Will it fit all on there? 2A, nope. All right, let's just work this. I want to do To a Dear Friend, but I want to stagger it because I want this plant. I want my tag to go this way. So we are going to never put your Stampin' Blends on your photopolymer stamps. You will ruin them. On any stamps, you will ruin them. We have some Evening Evergreen. So we're going to incorporate Evening Evergreen into this tag. Now I'm going to very gently just try and ink 2A. See if it works. Yep. 2A. And I'm going to center that here, right like that. I'm going to clean my stamp. Make sure all that residual ink is off of there because I think I tell you this every time, I still haven't cleaned my mat. And then I'm just going to ink Dear Friend and hope that it's going to fit down here. I think I went too far with the other, but we'll stamp that on there. To a Dear Friend, so that worked. There's another way you can do masking, and that is with using your, you can use Post-its, and I think I've shared that before. This is going to get some dimensionals, I think. So we're going to put some dimensionals on this. I wasn't quite sure at first. I'll just put 2 on there. And we will add that plant right there. This I will adhere at an angle. I think I might even just, let's put this reinforcement on. I did not even incorporate any of the cinnamon cider. So we are gonna do that, and I think the reinforcement goes like this. So it is straight edge up there. So this is a trick. You probably wanna use some Tombow and be gentle with it. Don't have a heavy hand like me. And then I'm going to pick that up. And this will allow for repositioning. Ugh. Of course, you're not supposed to drop it on your project. Looks like I need another dimensional on there. This allows repositioning if you don't have it in the right spot. So there you go, there's that. I'm gonna tuck another mini dimensional under there just so it's not all wonky on me. And remember, dimensionals are there for to add that dimension. You don't necessarily have to take off the backing as long as it gets it in the position you want. So I'm not going to fuss with that. So there's that. And I think I'll come in with some of the, let's use, we'll just go with white. And I'm going to create, so I'm going to cut about 10 inches of the white twine. And we will feed this through. I think I'm just going to let the tags flow freely. And I always do this wrong. Never know whether to go in first with the loop or with the other pieces. I might need to do one at a time. Hang on. I think if I do this, yes, loop first. If it will go through the hole, bear with me. Just a smidge of a struggle. Maybe I need to do it one at a time. And then feed that through. Feed the other ends through, like so. Tie a little knot at the top, as close to the top so that you can adhere it to whatever gift you're giving. And trim that. And there you have a tag. You can adhere those like that so it kind of gives it some dimension. Maybe I want to. I don't know. I haven't decided. But either way, that's going to be the tag for this cute little gift for my friend Patty. She had hip surgery. And I didn't even incorporate this in anything. And I didn't even incorporate this in anything. However, that's okay. That just gives you options to know what you can use with these amazing products. So there you go. We made a tag. And we made 2 cards. Completely on the fly. So there you go. I'm so excited. I love this set. I cannot wait to do the 3 other projects that I have in mind for some gifts. I'm going to show you something very special. This actually is for me. This little rock says, butterflies hover and feathers appear whenever past loved ones and angels are near. There's such a story with that. My dad used to call me his little butterfly. That was my CB handle when we were really, really little. And I recently, probably over a year ago, it was a year ago, February, we went to Stamp Fest, or maybe, no, not February. Anyway, we had a Stamp Fest for team members that belong to the hardcore group. And me and my downline, we are able to attend those. And they had one year at the Stamp Fest at the same facility, they had like card readers and mediums, I don't know their technical term, fortune tellers, that kind of stuff, if you believe in that stuff. And the lady had mentioned that white feathers appear. When you see a white feather, my dad is present. So I always believe that butterflies and now white feathers remind me that my dad is present, and there was a white feather when we were weeding yesterday. So that was very meaningful to me. So again, these are the projects. I'm so excited. I'm going to do these in another video and other videos, separate videos, and share them on YouTube. And I will share the posts. I have to go get an adhesive eraser because I miss mine. So, and again, next week's prize patrol will be for a pack of those awesome, actually here's an unopened pack. You'll get a pack of these and one of these cards. I'll probably just give these 2 items as a gift for prize patrol. So make sure you are sharing the video, commenting, and just, you know, showing me some serious love here, which you do every week. All right, I'm going to flip the camera so I can say some goodbyes to all of you. I'm so excited that you're all here with me today. I'm probably a little bit, just going to adjust my chair. I love that. That little scrapbook page back there is a sneak peek of my In Color Club that we created last weekend. We had my first In Color Club, and it was for my favorite color, Fresh Freesia. Any purple colors in Stampin' Up! Are my favorite. Purple is my favorite color. So, oh, thank you, Terry. Have a blessed day as well. And thank you so much for being here and taking the time. I know it's usually a little bit more time consuming to create on the fly, but at least I had some thoughts in my head. So I hope that you share some of these techniques with, or use some of these techniques that I shared with you today in creating your own projects. And I don't know if some of you out there now need to get this sweet, but that's my goal. So look for more fun stuff throughout the week, and I'm so happy that you were here with me today. Many Stampin' blessings to all of you. See you again soon. Bye.